Hello, Way of the Rose, 54 Novena community. Because I am a dancer, I do write, but I like to do something different in my Novena posts. And so today I'm going to bring you alive. I'm going to upload it on my YouTube page so it'll be easy to access. And I'm recording it on my Zoom so that perhaps it makes the quality better. Hardy har har, who knows? The first thing I want to do is read something from a book that's inspiring me. And when books find me, I often feel like, well, that's part of a miracle around my novena requests, and so there, miracles come in all shapes and sizes, or sometimes we don't recognize them. So I think that we need to proclaim miracles no matter what size they are. And for me, this book is a miracle because I've been reading it as I've been teaching yoga online as well. And I just want to read this little story because this has really caught my attention, because I found this book called The Story of Every Flower. And I think because it's so colorful and the flowers in here just are stunning to me, I just have to share it. And I just found this little story that she writes about what she calls her single rose project. And I feel like it's so fitting for our Way of the Rose community. So she titles it The Single Rose Project, Give More. My grandfather surprised my grandmother with a rose every month throughout their marriage. Inspired by this love story, I gave a rose to a stranger every day for a year in 2017. I was experiencing personal heartache and melancholy. While praying, I expressed that I wanted to receive. I was tired of giving. A voice said to me, "You need to give more." I was annoyed. The next day, I bought myself a rose. Everybody I passed smiled at the flower. I realized they all needed roses too. I had been waiting my whole life to receive a rose, but suddenly I saw my grandparents' legacy in a new way. I was supposed to give roses. My year of roses became an accidental spiritual pilgrimage. Each rose taught me a lesson, including that the divine dwells within each of us and that we are undeniably one. When I was able to see the presence of the divine love in others through the lens of the rose, I was finally able to recognize it in myself. And as we enter the rose garden, that is certainly what happens, and why meetings have become also miracles for me as well, because of the inspiration I receive in meetings. So the first little story I tell you through movement is back in 2002, when I finally left my children to go off on an authentic movement retreat. I was moving around and she was saying, what's your question? What question do you bring to this place? And I had been breastfeeding for a long time, supporting breast mothers through La Leche League. And I had this question. So what about my third breast? So for me, that's certainly about heart's desire. And when we do a little bit of movement on that front line, and when we come to the heart, can you really feel your heart? Because there's a lot of literature out there that's telling us that we have three brains. We have this brain that everybody wants to talk about, our nervous system. We have this brain, the gut brain. and we have the heart brain. So as we're praying our heart's desire, can you feel these vibrations in this place in your body? Or even maybe it runs up the whole body, or maybe it even like you get a sensation and it tingles in there. So what is it that helps you be reminded of this body wisdom as you construct your heart's desire? Now, I'm having difficulty remembering all my novenas in the last almost 2 years. However, what I wanted to share was an experience I had as I was facilitating this process called physical storytelling, and I had 4 students from Auckland University. I remember I was all of a sudden feeling this bursting energy in my heart area that it was like radiating out, going, I need to do this. I need to do this. And it led me to then facilitate a year-long monthly physical storytelling supervision group with others. And that has been so creative and really, really feeds my soul, my heart, my everything. And so I felt that seed burst. I felt it as a physical sensation. I could feel, the breath deepen and open up. And so what helps you seed those heart's desires in your novenas? So I can remember my last maybe 4 novenas. I know one time I was in a meeting and I heard sync my heart with you, Mama. And I was like, whoa, I need to do that. So there's something about syncing that heart where I could just feel it really viscerally through my whole body. And perhaps you want to just give yourself a little bit of self-touch just to feel what's visceral for me. So for me, that's such a strong experience for me, is the energetic, visceral readings that I get as I move into these novenas. So, and then I had one around my resentments. There was something that was building in me about just not wanting to change it, not wanting to alter things, but just feel into my resentments. And man, I got hit with one late in the year, even though this novena had resolved. So it was really useful, because it was really useful for me to stay in that space and really feel it and feel what it does for me and look at it from different angles too, and experience it that way. So then I remember that one was stirring the pot quite a bit. And then I had one about I've taken on this new role. And so I just wanted to feel signs of where I was supported. And this has led to me developing this relationship with a colleague where we speak the same language. And we really are. She was the past president, I'm the current president. And I can see how we're coming together. We're really creating synergy together. And I know we're going to have multiple projects. And so that's sort of been the miracle of that particular novena. And then my last current novena really is about, and I heard this in a meeting again, experiencing mother love. Really experience the love of the mother from in and out. And we so need mothering on this planet. So I'm just going to do a little bit of movement. And if you want to follow along, you can. Just do a bit of self-touch, perhaps. Just to waken the body. Maybe you just tap it. And as you feel your novena, what is your current novena? And where are you feeling it? Is there a bit of stuckness somewhere in the body where you're holding that novena? Or are you holding that novena just so fully in your heart? or you're feeling it in your gut. I mean, there's so many places you might be feeling that novena. And I know a lot of times novena posts are about, wanting a healthy body. So why, let's just really bathe ourselves into that feeling of health through the body so that our heart's desires can burst. So I got interrupted by an internet glitch. So as you're moving, can you, as you repeat your novena prayer to yourself, can you feel little bursts, or does it feel a little bit stuck? And so as it's not an intellectual process. When we get our novena posts, we start to become open to all the realms. And by going to prayer meetings, it really makes a difference, because as we listen to other people's prayers, it often helps shape our next novena, or we are weaving them all together. So perhaps let's just end this little live that's not live, this recording with a little weaving together before my internet goes off. So when I move, to me, weaving together is really bringing in movement into the front of the body and weaving all our prayers together. And then maybe, it's fun to weave them one direction, weave them in another direction. There's so many ways we can move and weave all those prayers that we bring. And perhaps the way to finish it is just gathering them all in, gathering them from all directions, just letting them come into our heart and fill our hearts with love and joy and healing and whatever else we need. And then perhaps bring our hands to our heart and maybe offer a little hug, since we all need that desperately. So thank you for listening to me bring in what novenas are like for me. I believe this is day 18, and it's also the glorious mysteries. So I've been a bit glorious in my expression. Thank you.